Myself, Dr. P.K. Verma, welcome you again in my biology classes. Today, I shall start human reproduction, in which I shall discuss the menstrual cycle that occurs in the females. Unlike the male, they have repetitions of same physiology of ovary and uterus, as well as the changing level of hormones in their blood. It is almost a complex system of repetitions of same events in the body. So the common word reproductive cycle stands for all the mammals. Now, you know that in Eutheria there are 14 orders. One of them is primate. So all 13 orders except primates are together called non-primates. In non-primates, the cycle is known as estrus cycle, but in the primates, it is known as menstrual cycle. Now, let us see what is the estrus cycle. The estrus cycle is shorter, 5 to 25 days. In hamster, mice, rat, it is very short, only 5 days. But in cattle, it is 25 days long. It is identified by not having a bleeding phase. In the primates, the cycle begins with bleeding phase, but in non-primate there is no stage of bleeding. It has 4 stages: proestrus, estrus, diestrus, and anestrus. So let us see the features of these 4 stages. The first one is proestrus. It is the beginning of cycle. Because the level of FSH gradually increases, several ovarian follicles start to grow. That is from primary to secondary level and secondary to tertiary level. Typically, this phase can last as little as 1 day or as long as 3 days. If the cycle is short, only 5 days, the proestrus is hardly 1 day. But if the cycle is 25 days long, it should be 3 or 4 days. So that depends on species. Now, when the follicles grow under influence of estrogen, the lining in the uterus, that is endometrium, starts to thicken. Now, when the follicular phase completes, many of the mature tertiary follicles are there, and the stage changes to estrus phase. Because of the highest level of estrogen, the behavior of animals change, and the farmers say that their cattle are in heat phase. The female is sexually receptive because ovulation has just occurred. So under gonadotropin hormone, the LH, ovarian follicles mature, estrogen level secretion increases, and therefore the mature follicles burst on the surface and ovum is released. So ovulation occurs at the end of this estrus phase. The third one is the diestrus or metastrus phase. In this phase, corpus luteum is formed after ovulation, no doubt, and therefore, in addition to estrogen, they have high level of progesterone also. This progesterone hormone is released from corpus luteum, that is formed after ovulation from the same follicular cells that were earlier secreting estrogen. Now, because of estrogen, uterine lining begins to appear, and it waits for implantation, but sometimes the reproductive cycle is absent, particularly in the animals which are seasonal breeder. So if there is no reproductive cycle, the sexual cycle is in rest. The stage is called anestrus. Now come to the menstrual cycle. It occurs in primates such as lemurs, loris, tarsiers, monkeys, apes, and human. It begins with a bleeding phase known as menstrual phase, and the length of cycle is more than 25 days. In human, it is 28 to 30 days in general. The first cycle begins in the age of 12 to 13 years, the time of puberty period, and the first onset of the cycle, that is the first appearance of bleeding, is known as menarche. The cycle occurs regularly except in the pregnancy period till the age of 40 to 45 years, and then stops. This last phase of cycle is known as menopause. After menopause, because the hormone estrogen is formed in minimum amount, its source ovarian follicles are non-functional or absent, and therefore there is some degenerative effect on the body, that is called senescence. When there is no cycle at all, or the cycle stops without pregnancy, the condition is called amenorrhea, that is no mens. Sometimes it is abrupt, it is frequent, in shorter period 20 days, 21 days, 22 days, etc. It is called dysmenorrhea. And in third condition, the bleeding phase is prolonged, that is, it does not stop in 3 to 5 days, so it is called hypermenorrhea. In all these three cases, one should always concern with a professional gynecologist, a qualified gynecologist. Now come to the phases of menstrual cycle. A cycle is counted from the first day, that is the first period, to the first day of the next period. It means when the bleeding started, it is counted as first day, and when next bleeding will occur, it is counted as the last day. So generally it should be 28 days, but roughly it is 29 or 30 days. The cycle can range anywhere from 21 to 35 days in various people, but the regular cycle is better. Such abrupt cycles are found only in the young ages up to 15 years. The ovarian cycle and uterine cycle are different, but their regulation is side by side by the gonadotropin hormones as well as the ovarian hormones. The ovarian cycle consists of follicular phase, ovulation phase and luteal phase, whereas uterine cycle has menstrual phase, proliferation phase and secretory phase. Now after menstruation phase, when uterus has proliferation phase, ovary has the follicular phase. Follicular phase and proliferation phase are parallel. After ovulation, the luteal phase and secretory phase coincide each other. So, if we take both together, the menstrual cycle has 4 stages: menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulation phase, and lastly the luteal phase. Now, we should take all these 4 phases one after another. In the menstrual phase, the levels of estrogen, progesterone, these both are ovarian, hormones are very low. FSH also is very low. Because of the low progesterone, the endometrium breaks, leading to bleeding. The blood coming out from the wall coagulates in the uterus, but very soon liquefies again by an enzyme fibrinolysin. This enzyme fibrinolysin is released from the uterine epithelium. Now come to the follicular phase. The FSH hormone from pituitary gradually increases and it controls development of 40 to 50 primary follicles to secondary and tertiary follicles in each ovary. With increase in the size of follicle and its maturation from the granulosa cells, estrogen is released. This female hormone estrogen controls growth of mammary glands and other accessory characters and secondary characters. Along with it controls thickening of the endometrium. The period extends, follicular phase extends from 4th-5th day to 14th-15th day of every cycle. By the end of this phase, a number of secondary follicles become mature that are known as tertiary follicles or Graafian follicles. Now see the diagram. Here you see a primary follicle that under control of FSH converts into secondary and tertiary follicle. So the size of follicle increases and inside the follicle an antrum is developed. The cells lining this antrum is called granulosa cell that releases estrogen. It is the fully mature Graafian follicle. When the FSH and estrogen level becomes high, LH from pituitary comes suddenly in large amount. You will see it later on in a graph, and it will cause increased pressure in the follicular cells. So a follicle bursts on the surface and ovum is released, that is called ovulation. So ovulation is the third phase of the menstrual cycle. After ovulation, in the luteal phase, these corpora lutea are present. The concentration of estrogen and FSH are very high. Release of FSH further is inhibited, decreasing its level, and LH hormone, that is luteinizing hormone, from pituitary is suddenly released in high concentration. It causes ovulation, but its level declines very soon, so very few ova can be released in animals and only one in the females. Now, the follicular cells of ovulated follicle, that is those follicles in which ovulation have occurred, it converts into corpus luteum. But there are many follicles from which ova are not released, so the unovulated follicles start degeneration and they form corpora atretica. These are always in large number. Corpus luteum and corpora atretica both have same physiology, that is they continue to synthesize estrogen, and a new hormone progesterone is formed from them. So this hormone progesterone, what it has to do? It has to maintain the layer of endometrium, wait for pregnancy, and if there is pregnancy, the thickening is maintained for the full pregnancy period or the gestation period. But if there is no pregnancy, no implantation, its level decreases. If there is no implantation, by 20th day, the level of two hormones decrease along with FSH and becomes minimum by 28th or 29th day. And therefore, because of the decreased level of progesterone, endometrium starts breaking. Again, revise the level of hormones. There are four hormones, FSH and LH from pituitary gland. So, FSH, it is shown in green line and LH is shown in blue line. So, FSH level increases to maximum by 14th day. Thereafter, LH is released, and see the upper diagram. When FSH was higher, the follicles were growing, and when LH suddenly became high, ovulation occurred. After ovulation, corpus luteum is formed. But when corpus luteum is formed, that is there is luteal phase, LH again is minimum and FSH maintains its lower level. Now see the condition of ovarian hormone. Estrogen increased up to 14th day, but suddenly when LH is released, its synthesis is decreased because of decrease in FSH release. Thereafter, the estradiol level, estrogen has the chemical name estradiol, is slightly increased and maintained for a week or 10 days. After ovulation, in blue color it is shown, after ovulation, progesterone is synthesized and it maintains higher level up to the third week. If there is no implantation, its level decrease, and by 28th day they become lowest. Thereafter, the second cycle begins. So, in the beginning of cycle, both gonadotropins, FSH and LH, as well as ovarian hormone, estrogen and progesterone have lowest level. FSH and estrogen increases till 14 to 15 days, and LH suddenly comes on 14th 15th day. Thereafter progesterone is high, but the level of estrogen is maintained, FSH is at lower level. So these are the all facts about the menstrual cycle and estrous cycle. Now in the next session we shall discuss fertilization, implantation and pregnancy. Thank you very much.